The long-awaited part 2 is here. Long-awaited for me, anyway. Super excited to be here. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Sarah Sutton. I'm an indie author of 10 young adult romance books. But today, we're talking about K-dramas. Now, I did a part 1 to this video all the way back last November 2022, November 7th to be exact. We did a part 1 where I ranked all the first like 50 K-dramas that I've seen, and while I have seen many more, I decided I want to take a part 2 for this video. But this is more than 50 because in 2023 alone, I've watched 49, I think, and I wanted so bad to try and like add one more to hit 50. I didn't want to watch one for the sake of watching it because there's one that I could finish because I stopped it, and there's one I could have like finished the last 2 episodes. I probably could still do that. I'm filming this on the 31st, so I could theoretically still do that. But for right now, it's 49. But then I didn't count how many I had finished the 2022 year with after we had stopped 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 7. So between November and the end of December, we finished 7 K-dramas of 2022. So now we have like 56 that we're ranking. I don't know, but we're ranking, you know, quite a bit. For the most part, it's the dramas that I've watched in 2023. Before we hop in, I do want to say a quick disclaimer. I will be trying to keep this as spoiler-free as possible, but if you're going to continue watching, you might get a spoiler or two. I might accidentally spoil if it's a happy ending or a sad ending. There are a few that are sad endings. For the most part, though, I only typically watch happy endings, so, like, take with that what you will. Another disclaimer is that everybody is entitled to their own opinions. I might love something that you hate, and I might not enjoy something that you absolutely loved, and both are okay. No one is right or wrong, so I just want to say that too. What was the other disclaimer that I had said in the beginning of my other video? If you are watching this and you like K-drama stuff, if you like K-dramas in general, hit that thumbs up button. Let me know down in the comments below what your favorite K-drama is and if you have watched any on my list. And let me get my grandma self to figure out how to do the screen recording because it's been a hot minute since we've done this. So I'm doing it on Canva this year. Last year I did do it on like a website dedicated to ranking, but I couldn't find it again, and the one I did find was glitching so freaking bad that I'm like, I can't do this. So we ended up just going to Canva, okay? So we're gonna start with the ones that I finished in 2022. I'm gonna actually look at my notes app because I keep them on my phone on a notes app. For my initial rating is what I'll look at, but then I'll give you like the final. I'm gonna try and keep it fast too because we have 56, but also explain my reasoning behind it. So the last one we had left off with was Dodo Soso Lala Soul, which was so actually, hang on, brief pause. I should explain my tears. So we have Chef's Kiss, right? Chef's Kiss is like 5 stars, top tier. I loved it. I felt so good after it. I really enjoyed it. Runner up was gonna be solid runner up, but then I'm like, you know what? There's a lot of K-dramas that feel like 4 stars, like solid. But then there's a lot of K-dramas that were so close to being 5 stars, but it lost something. So that's what we made this tier for. So close to being top tier, but it wasn't. Fell flat. Something happened, and we'll talk about it. 3rd tier is solid runner-up. 4th tier is 3 stars. That just means, like, you know, it was good. Wasn't, like, fantastically great, but I still enjoyed the time that I had while I was watching it for the most part. I might go back and rewatch some swoony scenes in the future. Probably would never watch it again from start to finish without skipping through something. Left me feeling meh. Like, I didn't really find myself wanting to watch it, but I just did for the sake of it being there. It wasn't anything like amazing. I wasn't like blown away by it. And then the last one, not for me. I don't include any of the ones I didn't finish in here because I don't include them in my list towards K-dramas I've seen because that doesn't count to me. But not for me is I had to force myself to finish it and I didn't enjoy the time I had watching it. Like maybe I wanted to quit it, but I'm like, no, Sarah, just keep going. So that sort of is my not for me category. I would not watch it again. I wouldn't, honestly, yeah. distance myself from this K-drama. I would. Now that being said, if you like any of these in the not for me category, that's okay. I actually watched one. We'll talk about it. I watched with my cousin. It was a 5-star watch for her. It was a not for me category. It was a 1 star. I'm like, I didn't enjoy it in the least, and she loved it. So it's okay. So like I said, we finished off 2022's video with Dodo Soso Lala Soul. The next one I had watched after that was 20th Century Girl. Also, I know this isn't like the cutest little like poster. For some reason I started doing that with all of them and I'm like, what am I doing? And then I just went to Pinterest and downloaded these pictures. So I don't know. I don't know why I chose these not cute posters, but we did, so I don't know. 20th Century Girl on my phone is a 3 stars. This is a movie. It's not a TV show, but for me, I include movies in the K-dramas because I just do. So if you don't, that's fine. It was good. It was good. It wasn't anything that kind of blew me away. Movies typically don't blow me away. Because they just feel a little rushed because I'm just used to the K-drama TV structure. I said this is a 3 stars and I would, you know, do that again. I would definitely do that again. So this next one on my list, True Beauty. I don't know how it took me this long to get to this drama. It is definitely a chef's kiss. It's so good. I really, really, really enjoyed it. I think it was just so fun and quirky and like kind of silly, you know. I just love that sort of, I'm actually gonna do it like this. I love that sort of like humor. It was very fun. And sometimes I don't like too fluffy of K-dramas, but this had enough like seriousness and like interest of high school drama that I was just super intrigued. And I rewatched it with my cousin and it was a top tier for her as well. So the next one after that was Extraordinary You. I kind of wish I had watched this one before True Beauty, just a little bit, because I feel like anything coming off of True Beauty isn't gonna hit as good. And I think this is a really good drama, but for me, it ended up just kind of being a 3 stars. I wasn't like blown away totally. I love the premise. The idea behind the drama is so cute. These characters are like in a like comic book kind of, or like their life is, they have to go according to, I'm trying so hard to explain it, I'm really bad. It's an interesting premise. It's very, very interesting. But I think anything coming off of True Beauty wasn't gonna hit as hard as it could have. Next one on our list is another movie. It is Emergency Declaration. Oops. I ended up actually watching this with my dad. He's a big action guy. I'm like, I want to show him something. Because last year we had watched Train to Busan. Another good premise. It wasn't one that I would rewatch. I think Train to Busan was much better in terms of like action. It didn't hit storyline wise for me very good. I wasn't too impressed with it. So that was going to be in the left me feeling meh category. Next up is Strong Woman Do Bang Soon. Also, this is when I think this is close to when I realized, what am I doing picking these posters? Like, this isn't like the cutest poster you could pick for Strong Woman Do Bang Soon, but I did it anyway. So I'm gonna put it as solid runner up because I don't really know why I did 3. I can't remember. What I didn't like about it. I know it wasn't 5, and I know it wasn't so close to being top tier. Maybe like once they got together, they were a little bit too cutesy for me. Sometimes that does ruin it when the couple gets together and they do too much of that like baby talk with each other. Like Hometown Cha Cha Cha, when the couple finally gets together for like an episode or 2, they're just like insufferable a little bit. So maybe that was what happened. I don't remember, but something happened that I'm like, But I wouldn't put it as a 3 stars. I put it as a solid runner-up. For sure. Next one, She Would Never Know. I really wanted to like this one. For me, it felt like there was really no chemistry. I also hate the trope of let's break up and I don't know. It's an adult trope, the whole, like, I need to go chase my career dream, and leave you behind, but we'll do long distance and we will make it work, and then we ultimately break up because neither one of us is putting in enough effort, or we just keep missing each other. It's an adult thing. It makes sense. It's a realistically adult thing. I hate it. I hate that sort of, like, I'm such a hopeless romantic where I'm like, fight to make love work, throw your dreams aside and just be with your lover. You know, I'm that kind of person. When that trope came up, I hated it. But they're also two very, like, quiet type personalities, which makes for a slower paced novel in my opinion. So this one, honestly, unfortunately, it is in the not for me category. It's not for me, unfortunately. The next one that we watched, this is the last one of 2022, was Love in Contract. I honestly couldn't tell you much about this show, except that she was in a contract marriage with this man over here, and that she did contract marriages, which is a fun, like, premise. Like, she pretended to get married with several different guys. They would pay her to do this. It's like a nice little, it was really interesting. I couldn't tell ya. She has a mother figure. That was crazy. And she knew him from her youth, I think. I couldn't tell you how it ends or the plot about it. I have it listed as 3 hearts. So we're gonna do that. I couldn't tell you what it was. So part of me thinks maybe I should put it in the left me feeling meh, but it didn't. I don't remember it leaving me feeling meh. I don't know. This one's gonna be so controversial. So controversial. And, you know, I'm so sorry. And I don't know why it did not hit for me, because it hits for so many people. So many people love this drama, but it was not for me. And that is Weightlifting Fairy Kim Bok-joo. It was not my cup of tea, and I know so many people like it. I don't know, it just wasn't for me. It just wasn't for me. I loved her in Shooting Stars, you know, she was great in that. And her character in this is cute, but I think at times she also just feels so young. And, like, I am also not the kind of guy I am a female. I'm not the kind of girl who likes a guy who, like, digs on the main girl all the time. Like, he kept calling her, like, fatty, and it was not it for me. I did not enjoy that. And I know it's supposed to be cutesy. It just wasn't it for me. So I'm so sorry. If you love this K-drama, don't hate me, please. It was a not for me category, and it's kind of sad because this was the first K-drama I watched in my new apartment. So we didn't start it off well. I'm so sorry. I feel bad because I'm like, I know people love that. The next one that I watched was Summer Strike, and this was another one where both leads were very low energy, quiet people. I loved him though. I loved him so much. He's such a cutie. Im Shawan, such a cutie. I feel like I do remember wanting a little bit more conflict. We had a good amount of conflict in terms of, like, his backstory, but I did remember feeling like I wanted more conflict surrounding her and her life, just a little bit more. Like, maybe her ex from the city comes to where the small town is. Like, I feel like I wanted something that brought a smidge more angst into the story, and we just didn't really get that. So Summer Strike was a 3 stars for me. It was good, it was cute, I enjoyed it, but ultimately it just didn't hit as hard as it could have. Next is My Strange Hero. This is one that I found on Viki, and I think this sounds interesting. And I watched the first episode, and it had such a magical, like, moment. The guy is running out of, like, a marriage hall with the bride in his hand. Like, he was hired to, like, rescue her from her marriage. And so he's running out of the marriage hall with her. I think they're holding hands. And he walks past, like, the main lead walks past him, and he stops. And it's such a beautifully, like, shot moment. So stunning. And I remember being, like, hooked from that moment on. I really liked the dual timelines a little bit too. I just really enjoyed it. For me, this is a solid runner-up. It's not so close to being top tier, but it definitely was a solid runner-up. Next, we have W2 Worlds. This one was so good too. He's from a, like, it's like a webtoon that her father is writing. This is the character, and he kind of, like, she goes into his world, he comes out into hers. So good. So good. I can't remember. It's a 4 stars. I think I was being really strict with myself with giving 5 stars. like fully grabbed me the entire way through was kind of where I was trying to go. So this one is so close to being top tier. I don't remember necessarily why, like, what held me back initially from rating it a 5 stars, but it's so close to being top tier. So close. How is this our first one? It is, right? It is. That's weird. Next, we watched The Forbidden Marriage. Oh, right here. So it has got the guy from Shooting Stars. I don't think I had seen anything with her in it before this. Strange, because I feel like I watched this more recently than I did, but apparently it was in January/February. I rated it 4 hearts. The problem is I couldn't tell you much about it. I know he was hung up on his dead wife for a while, and she was pretending that she could contact her through the dead, through like a shaman kind of thing. I can't remember how it ends either. So I think I rated it 4 hearts because it fizzled out for me towards the end, and a lot of them do, honestly, fizzle out for me towards the end. I'm hooked in the beginning. I'm like, oh, this is so good. But towards the end, they lose me. So we're going to give this a solid runner up. I do remember enjoying it, so I'm not going to put it in the 3 heart tier. Because it is, I do say it's 4. I do remember enjoying it, but finally we have another 5 hearts. Finally, we have Alchemy of Souls. And I will say I did enjoy season 1 more than I enjoyed season 2. I think season 2, if I were to rate them differently, season 1 would be 5 stars, and then season 2 would be so close to being top tier. The end for season 2, like, kind of felt like it needed just a smidge more, like, oomph to it, like, in terms of the couple. But season 1, oh, so good. The end of season 1, oh, insane. I was also so glad that I came into this show after season 2 was already released, because when I reached the end of season 1, I felt like I was about to pass away, and I can't even imagine people who had to wait for season 2. I would have died. I don't know how long the wait was in between, but I would have died. I'm not being dramatic either. So also, I didn't really explain what this is about, but also I'm not really good at it, at explaining paranormal stuff. It's just really good, okay? Next one we watched was Love to Hate You, which this one was cute. This one was a shorter drama. A little bit older characters than I normally watch. Not that these people are old by any means, but they give off, like, different energy. I really loved her kind of, like, strong woman attitude, and how he's got a little bit of aversion to women. Not really a little bit. He gets sick at the thought of women, doesn't he? But she thinks he's a jerk, and then, you know, she fake dates him. There's fake dating in it. It's cute. I gave it 4 stars. I do remember initially when I finished it, I was like, oh yes, this is a 5 star. And then a few weeks passed, I looked at my rating, and I'm like, I don't think that's 5 stars. So we're just going to give it solid runner up. I do remember really enjoying it while I was watching it. I think this is one that I actually binged. Lately, I haven't really been binging K-dramas much at all. But this definitely was one that I binge watched. Like, I sat on my couch and I'm like, yes, just keep watching it. Okay, the next one, Angel's Last Mission, Love. So he is about to be able to go to heaven, and he's given, like, one last mission, and it's to find love for this bitter, like, mean girl. It's so good. It's so good. Paranormal dramas, they hit me in a way that, like, not much other kind of K-dramas do. I think if you looked at my 5 stars, like, Do Me Your Service was a 5 star, Alchemy of Souls was 5 stars, so paranormal ones really do hit me good. And so this was a 5-star. This was a chef's kiss. I loved it. I feel like I was on the edge of my seat a few times. It was so good. So good. And she's a ballerina, in case you can't tell from this little shot. It's so good. You guys go watch it. This one is so different for me. This one's very dark. And I actually wasn't sure I wanted to watch it much at all. But this one, I distinctly remember at night, at the end of the night, I would sit down and watch 2 episodes of this. It's very interesting, very awesome to watch at night too. Very dark, but very well done, honestly. It is a 4 hearts for me in my notes app. So I would still give it a solid runner up. Not so close, because I feel like without, it had romance, but like, I almost think it shouldn't have had, like, it didn't have like that much romance, but like I feel like it, I don't know. I mean, I guess I can see why we needed it for her character, but it wasn't, normally ones that if they don't have romance, I'm not like quite hooked as much. Like, I think the official title is I'll Go To You When the Weather Is Nice. But I think it's also like referenced as When the Weather Is Fine. So we will say it's When the Weather Is Fine. Does that say I'll find you when the weather is nice? Anyway, I really enjoyed this one. This was another one that was more low energy, lower paced, quiet paced. He is such a cute green flag, and it hurts me a little bit. There's one scene where they're talking about like by an ice skating rink, and I remember like being so smitten with his character. So cute. Super good, super cute. I had rated it 4. Honestly though, I think I'm going to demote it to 3 because I don't think I would find myself ever rewatching it. I might go back for the cutesy moments like at the skating rink and stuff, but like, I don't think it's necessarily 4 hearts for me, to be honest, now, like, thinking back about it. So that one's going to change, but this one's going to be a solid 3 stars. Good star. It was good. I enjoyed it. It wasn't anything that was like, oh, you know. Next, we have Flower of Evil. And I honestly think I went into this thinking I would not enjoy it that much, but I went into it coming off of The Glory, with a little bit more of a serious undertone. Well, very serious undertone. And I'm like, okay, well, Flower of Evil looks like it also has some serious undertones into it. So I'm like, I might enjoy it, you know, so I'll watch it. It's so good. It is so good. I don't think this is one that I can describe without spoiling it. So just if you're curious, go to Netflix, and I guess I could do that. But it's a crime, romance, mystery, thriller. That's what that says there. It's so... Becky Sung changes his identity and hides his past from his detective wife until she discovers he has secrets while investigating a series of unexplained murders. It's good. It's so good. It's so good. Oh, that is actually... Oops. That's actually a chef's kiss. Hands down for me, chef's kiss. So good. If you like crime a little bit, you know, but it's got some good romance to it too. I didn't think it would. I thought the romance element would be lacking, but the couple is just so cute, and how, and like the they're not like, it's not like swoony. Like, it's not like K-drama, normal fluffy K-drama, definitely not. It's just so good. No explanations other than that. The Heavenly Idol. This says on my list, I gave it 3 stars, 3 hearts. I don't know why it says that. This cover, for one, though, beautiful, stunning. That is gorgeous. Gorgeous. I thought it had some great potential. The plot felt a little strange to me at times. Like, this is a priest, I think is what they called him, from a different dimension, accidentally swaps bodies with an idol, and so he has to take the place of this idol in order to get back to his priest self. He has to win an award for this idol. And she is the idol's manager. And it was just a strange, like, there's a smidge romance, but he's like a priest with romance, so that just felt wrong to me. That felt weird. They were cute together, don't get me wrong. Like, the actors, they had some like cute chemistry moments, but like, so I'm gonna demote this to left me feeling meh. There were cute moments. I wouldn't rewatch it, and honestly, I don't think there's really anything I would go specifically to rewatch, like scene wise either. It's this interesting premise. I don't know. Next, Kokdu Season of Deity. This one was not for me. This one was not for me. I actually had to force myself to get through it. This was one that I was watching as it was live releasing, and I don't think I want to do that anymore because I don't enjoy it. This is the first year that I've ever done that. I think this is the first one. No, my Heavenly Idol, or The Heavenly Idol, whatever it is, I watched do as live releasing. But these were live releasing around the same time. I think The Heavenly Idol just finished first. Koktu season of D&D, I did not like it at all. He's so good in Crash Landing on You. I wanted to love him in this. I just didn't. I didn't. And I didn't like their chemistry, didn't love her character. Her character was not my favorite personality-wise. It was a not for me category. Definitely not for me. Next one is My ID is Gangnam Beauty. And so I watched this because I saw it had her in it. And I'm like, okay, I want to give her another chance because I'm sure it was just her character that I did not like. However, her character in this drama also was not great. The personality of how the character is written is more what my issue was than her specifically. Also her hair, I don't know. Love Chan-woo. But also this drama gave me very similar vibes to True Beauty in the sense like she didn't feel pretty and so she changed something about herself to feel pretty. Chan-woo kind of plays like a similar role to his role in True Beauty, and True Beauty was far better than this. So this one was 2 stars for me, 2 hearts. This is college age, so not high school age, so that's what's different. That's another thing that's different about True Beauty. It was too similar, and I didn't enjoy it as much. And so that is that. The next one is Are You Human Too? Which is about this scientist makes a clone of her son, or she makes a makes a robot that looks exactly like her son. And she grows up, she raises the robot instead of being able to raise her son. Her son is raised by his grandfather, who is the head of a company, and raises the son to be a jerk. But she raises this robot, and he's super sweet and super cute. There's also romance into it, which is a little strange. The fact that there's romance is a little weird. I will admit it. But I loved this drama. I thought it was so good. I'm trying to remember like the way the robot and the human boy like paths cross. That was so good too. He has to take the place of the human guy after the human guy is in an accident. It's so good. So I'm actually gonna put this as a close to being top tier. The ending felt very rushed to me. Like I don't think it was a little bit too ambiguous. I don't want to spoil it, but something happens and I was left thinking like, wait, what does that mean then? I initially rated it 4 stars and I'm going to be putting it in this close to being in the top tier. Apparently I was on a robot kick because the next thing we watched is I Am Not a Robot. This has the same guy from My Strange Hero in it, and at this point I don't think I had seen anything with her in it. It was cute, but I should not have watched 2 robot stuff back to back. I will say it was a little bit quirkier than Are You Human Too? Are You Human Too kind of had a little bit more of a serious side to it. I actually prefer dramas that have a little bit more of a serious side to them rather than the quirky kind of silly goofy ones, which is strange. Those I have to watch with somebody else, otherwise I will probably cringe my way through them. I'm Not a Robot I actually put in the 3 stars tier, and I would keep it 3 stars. I do think it was cute enough. I really enjoyed it as I watched it, but I wouldn't say it was anything like too stellar above that. Next, it has the girl from I'm Not a Robot in it. It also has Jung Hae-in. I love Jung Hae-in. I feel like he's one of my favorite K-drama actors, and I couldn't even tell you why, because I feel like the dramas I've seen him in, I haven't rated them that high, except for Snowdrop. But he's just so cute. I just can't take it. But this one, where is it on this list? A Piece of Your Mind. It was very slow paced. I gave it 3 hearts here, but I would actually demote it to 2 because it was a little bit confusing. Like, and I don't know how to explain it without spoiling it. There's like an AI sort of like phone recorder. I can't remember what it was. Something that they had that they were talking to, and it was like this person who had, spoiler, passed away. And so they're talking to her, and I just didn't quite get it. I didn't get it. I don't know if it was supposed to be like a little bit science fiction-y. I didn't quite get it. They're both quiet personalities, so that lowered the pacing a little bit. He wasn't too like invested in her because he liked somebody else for the beginning, and so it didn't click for me. So even though I rated it at 3, I'm gonna demote it to 2 to the left me feeling meh. I just think I could have enjoyed it a little bit more. Next up, we have Cheer Up, which was good. It was strange. It was good. It's about these people who are going to college and they're going to be part of the cheer team. It was good, but there wasn't nearly enough cheer elements in it to have it in the title. I initially rated this 4 hearts, which is weird to me. So we're going to demote it to 3 stars. I wouldn't really say it's a solid runner-up, and I wouldn't say it's left me feeling meh, because I do remember enjoying some of like the tension moments and the little bit of a love triangle it had going on there. I liked the main girl lead, and the boy leads were good too, but I liked the girl. So but I wouldn't say it was 4 stars. Next up, we have Our Blooming Youth. Oh, this poster is so pretty. Is it not beautiful? Beautiful. She gets accused of murdering her entire family, and she comes to him, who is the crown prince, or I think he's the crown prince. Yeah, yeah, he is, because yes, for help, because he was the pupil of her father, and so they're trying to investigate this murder together. It's very good. It started off better than it. I remember it losing me towards the latter half. This was one that I had watched live releasing, so the fact that I had to wait a week in between episodes sucked, and I think that's why my attention span kind of dissolved for it as the drama went on. So this one ended up being in my 3-star tier, and I would still keep it in the 3 stars. Yeah, that's why I feel like I don't want to do the live releasing anymore, because I just think my attention span can't hold long enough through them unless it's like really good. Like right now I'm watching My Demon and I love it. And it's holding my attention even though I have to wait. But next up we have More Than Friends. This one was so good, so cute. Although it does have the trope where like we are separate from each other, we're doing our own jobs for too long, and so we break up. Don't love that trope. I really don't. But I did kind of like she likes him for the longest time. And he's like, no, I don't like you like that. We are just friends. We are just friends. We're just friends. And then she kisses him to like cleanse herself of her feelings for him. And when she kisses him, he falls for her. And so it's this whole thing about him like trying to win her over. And she's like, no, we're not doing that anymore. It's so good. It might not be for the people who don't like the tension of that. Like, for some people, that's not for them, which is totally understandable. For me, I loved it. I rated this a 4 stars, and I can't remember if it was a solid runner-up 4 stars or so close to being top tier 4 stars. He has such like a puppy dog look on his face as well. Like it was adorable for like so much of it. Has a little bit of a love triangle vibe to it, which I normally don't like, but I enjoyed it. I'm just going to put it in solid runner-up because I don't feel super firm about so close to being top tier. So we're just going to put it solid runner-up. Up is Imitation. Oh, this had so much potential. It was about idols in the industry. I think it had so much potential. The main lead, the girl lead, completely ruined it for me, unfortunately. She was fantastic in Do It Your Service, and she was good in The Glory. She was so good. She ruined this for me a little bit. She looks far too young to be in this cast. She's also like, she's not young. Well, she was, but like not too young. But she doesn't have the like idol look to her, and she is an idol. And it was bothering me the entire show. And then I looked it up, and I'm like, literally almost everybody else in this drama is an idol but her. And I'm like, why would you cast the main lead as somebody who's not an idol, but everybody else is? And maybe that was the point. They're like, oh, she can be an idol, but she doesn't even have the idol look. Maybe. But she wasn't like the quirky character who was an idol despite that in the story. Like, that was never a plot line. It just ruined it for me. And I'm also so mad that I watched this drama before learning about ATs. I'm so upset about it because Yoonho is like part of the love triangle in this a little bit. And I would have died. I probably would have rated it more. I would have died. And I'm so mad. Now I feel like I do want to just go back and rewatch at least a few scenes where ATEEZ is actually in it because, hello, you know. Also, I don't know why this says runtime is 60 minutes. It was a drama. It was a TV show. It wasn't a movie. This one's definitely in the not for me category though. Solidly in this category. It was not for me. Next up, we have Healer. And honestly, I rated this 3 stars, but I'm actually going to demote it to left me feeling meh because I didn't remember like feeling too good about it. I know I watched it, but I feel like I remember letting it play sometimes and like walking away from the TV to do something. And when I do that, that means I don't love it. I also just feel like this man, Ji Chang-wook, plays the same characters all the time. I need to see him in a role that's like so different. Like I'd love to see him in a villain role maybe. I just feel like everything I've seen him in, he plays the same character. What did I say I was going to demote it to too? Like just like quirky, funny, not like funny, I don't know. It just didn't hit for me. Next up, we have Unlocked. It is a movie. Honestly, I rated this 3 hearts. It's a little bit biased because I watched it with a guy I had been talking to on Hinge. We were like, oh, we both like K-dramas. Let's watch this movie at the same time and then meet together and talk about it. So I'm a little bit biased about that whole experience, to be honest. It was an okay movie. It felt very rushed at the end. I think we needed a little bit more tension and like oomph at the end. I rated it 3 stars. I'll keep it 3 stars. Horror, kind of like thrillery ones, I do enjoy. But this one I think could have just been a little bit better. Next up, we have Happiness. Oh, so good. I'm a sucker for anything like zombie, infection. I really do love it. And I love both of these characters. They're so good. And they were so good in the drama together. We got a little bit of a fake marriage there. What would have made it even better was more romance. But we still got a good enough amount of romance that I would actually rate this a chef's kiss. I rewatched it with my cousin and I just loved it. It's probably one of my favorite infection zombie. They're not zombies, but I remember being hooked every single episode at the end. Like every single ending had me keep wanting to watch. So next up he is psychometric, which was an interesting one. We love Jin Young, but I love their dynamic. I feel like he has a lot of good dynamics with his male counterparts. Like in The Devil's Judge. I haven't seen it, but I've seen like clips and stuff that I feel like he has some good acting skills and dynamics. They were cute together too. But the plot itself like didn't quite like grab me in so much. I can't really tell you what it was, the plot. So I can't remember it. So it didn't hook me enough. So I rated this 2 stars. It left me feeling meh. And I'm gonna list it as that. I'm gonna listen to what I had said it left me feeling as. Because normally if it left me feeling a certain way, it's not going to improve the more time that's passed. So I'm just going to keep it with meh. I remember the acting being good. The next one we have is 30 but 17. She gets into an accident at 17 and wakes up when she's 30. And then kind of starts to live with him. And who is the nephew or the brother? Nephew? Brother? Nephew. Who is it? Somebody famous. Is it An Hyo-sop? Does it say? It does. I'm such a dummy. Oh my gosh, it does say An Hyo-sop. He's in it as well. It's very good. This was actually what did I say it was? 4 hearts. I think I do remember it being so close to top tier. I love her acting. She is such a good actress. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed their dynamic. She's the same one from Angel's Last Mission Love. And I think... is that the first thing I saw her in? Or did I see her in something else? Oh, I can't remember. I know she was in something else I watched later this year, but I don't remember. But I'm going to say it was so close to being top tier because I remember loving it. And I don't remember why it wasn't a 5 stars, but it was super good. Next up we have Flower Crew, Joseph Marriage Agency. So good, you guys, so cute. Kim Min Jae, so adorable. She's so adorable. She's from Are You Human Too? She was really great in that. Ji-hoon, Park Ji-hoon. I loved the cast. The cast made it for me. This wasn't a chef's kiss, but it also another one was so close to being in the top tier. There's like some love triangle in it too. A lot of the historical ones also do hit pretty well for me. Super cute, super good. Next one we have Find Me in Your Memory, and from what I think I remember, this man has like the perfect memory. He never forgets things. And she's a little bit forgetful, but when I read the blurb, I thought it was going to be more like she can't really remember things. Like it was the opposite sort of. And I thought that would have been so cute. It's not like that. There's some mental health elements at play a little bit. But I also, when I added the picture to my Canva like inbox or whatever it's called, I'm like, I don't really remember this drama much at all. I had rated it 3, but like I can't remember it. And I remember like they broke up, and I remember being like, oh really, we gotta break up. But I do think the reason behind it was I don't know. I'm just gonna leave it with 2. Left me feeling meh. I just can't really remember it, to be honest. I don't know. If it was gonna be anything higher than that, I would want to be able to remember the plot clearly. Does she have a stalker? Oh, maybe she has a stalker? Oh, I think so, but like I can't remember. I'm sorry. Next one is up is At a Distance, Spring is Green. This one had a little bit more serious undertones than I thought I was going to have going into it. The romance was there. It was cute. It wasn't enough for me. It's a college age romance. Life coming of age is what the genre is, it says. This was a 3 stars. Like I really enjoyed it as I was watching it, and I came away from it like thinking, oh, that was a good watch. Like I didn't feel meh coming away from it. So still cute, still good. This is getting so long. This video is getting so long. We're getting there. We're getting there. Next one, The Smile Has Left Your Eyes. You guys. What did I rate this? 4 stars when I rated it initially. I love Seungkook for one, and Do Me Your Service like immortalized him for me. Like I watch his YouTube vlogs. They're so cute. Like I love him. He's a great guy. So I know of him that he displays on the internet. Somin's also so good. She's such a good actress too from Alchemy of Souls. I loved her in this. I loved them both and their dynamic. At first, like I wasn't sure because he's really pretty much a red flag in this. So good. It's not quite a chef's kiss, but it's so close to being top tier. So close to being top tier. Also, I can't really explain the plot, I don't think, without spoiling. But it's good. Brace yourself. Next up, we have Secret Romantic Guest House. I gave this a 3 stars. I honestly would probably still stand by that 3 stars. What have I seen him in? That smile looks familiar. Something like I've seen recently. Oh, so I'm sorry, my dog got a hold of her water bottle that she likes to chew, so it's now going to get a little bit loud. Man, I don't know what I've seen him. It'll come to me later. Maybe when we get further down the list. She's also been in a lot of dramas this year. Good for her. Or that I've seen, anyway, this year. I don't remember it being really anything special, to be honest. I gave it 3 hearts. I'd probably still continue with that 3 hearts. It had a love scene. It was short. It was like it didn't show anything, obviously, but it took me by surprise too, because like with like historical ones, it's not common. It was just a little strange, but I don't remember anything specifically I didn't like about it, but I do remember it just didn't like make me swoon like I wanted to swoon. Next up, we have Secret Life of My Secretary. This was a 2 stars for me. 2 left me feeling meh. It wasn't like fantastic. It wasn't terrible, but it also just didn't hit the way it could have. This is a cute little poster for it. She's his secretary, and then he suddenly has face blindness where he can't recognize anybody, but he can only recognize his secretary as long as she has her sweater on. Yeah. And then so she actually is pretending to be this girl as she fake dates him. So it's got an interesting premise. It just wasn't kind of like there for me. The romance, the swoon. So I said this was 2 hearts. Okay, I was gonna say I'm gonna put it as a 2. Next up, we have See You in My 19th Life. This was cute. Did you go outside? Okay, give me 1 second. We gotta pause for potty break. Okay, and we're back. We need to screen record really, really quick. And there we go. Okay, See You in My 19th Life. This K-drama is gonna have a big spoiler, so if you don't want to listen, skip ahead. What did I have this initially as? It started off so good. So good. I was hooked. I loved it. But it was one that was live releasing, and I think I consistently kind of like lost my interest in it as the episode updates went on. It ended up being 3 hearts. Like I said, I think it started off great. And then it fizzled out. I think there's like a past lives element into it, obviously, if you can tell by the title. And I think it would have hit harder if the main leads had more conflict themselves in their past life. I'm gonna spoil it because as I'm talking, I remember what I hated about it. In the end, it's this whole buildup of something that happened to her in her first life, and she, couldn't remember it for the longest time. Then she remembers it. It ends up being like, that's no big deal. It was my first life, but it's just like this was the whole point. Like, I can't even explain it. It was just meh. It was a long time ago, and then I'm just like, huh. And then we have a stupid element I hate. I'm remembering so much about it now. I hate when when one character loses their memory and then the other character remembers and is like, I'll make you love me again. I hate that because I feel like in a realistic sense, you're putting so much pressure on this person to love you the exact same way they did before, but they're not that person anymore. What made them that person, those memories are gone, so they're kind of like a different person now. I hate that trope. This is my least favorite thing ever. When both people don't remember and they have to find each other again, that's cute. When one person remembers and the other person doesn't, she doesn't remember any of these people at the end. So this one, I'm actually going to demote it to 2 stars because even though I liked the beginning, I didn't like the ending enough that it... Next up, we have The One and Only. Does she help murder somebody? She murders somebody and they're on the run. But then we find out she didn't actually murder this person. It was good. I do remember loving it a lot more when I finished it than I do sitting here right now, I think. So I'm just going to put this as a solid runner up. It was almost a 5 stars. I remember thinking that. But I'm actually just going to put it as a solid runner up. She's a really great actress. He was cute in this drama. But he was very green flag for somebody who was supposed to be like a murderer, contract killer or whatever. So that was weird. But next up, King the Land. I had high hopes for this one. This show, though, had like almost no consistent plot. Like, it was just the cuteness of them, going back and forth. We had a smidgen of plot at the end, but there were so many elements that could have made for an overarching depth story. It was just too light and fluffy for me. Like, to me, there wasn't enough substance to it. Juno was like fabulous looking, but it was just not. It was not for me. It wasn't. I couldn't. I wish I could, but I couldn't. Next up, we have On Your Wedding Day. So we have Park Bo Young and Kim Young Kwang. It's about him getting her wedding invitation in the mail when they're adults. And then it flashes back to their kind of like teenage years where they're like romancing with each other. What ended up making them like grow apart at the beginning. To begin with. It says, after all, love is about timing. I didn't love the end. It was a movie. It wasn't a TV show also. So the ending left me feeling like, I gave it 3 stars, 3 hearts. I'm going to devote it to 2 because what I remember from it, I didn't love it. There were things about it that I didn't love. Next up, we have Mr. Sunshine. I, for the longest time, did not want to watch this drama. I knew the kind of ending it had. I knew it was very historical, and I knew it was long. I'm like, I probably will not like this. Because I also knew they don't kiss at all. The main couple doesn't kiss, I don't think, if I'm remembering correctly. I remember knowing that going into it, or like before I even started it. So I'm like, I will not like this, so I'm not even going to watch it. I started watching My Dearest. It came out a little bit before I started watching Mr. Sunshine. Like, it started releasing. And so I'm like, fine, I'll give Mr. Sunshine a chance. It's so good. I loved everybody. I loved all of these characters. They were so freaking good. Oh, the end, though, the last episode, I was watching it. My cousin calls me. And I am just sobbing on the phone. And she's like, are you okay? I'm like, it's a K-drama. I think I filmed my sobbing reaction for a vlog. It was, if you can't tell what kind of ending it had, but it was good. It was really good. Next up, we have My Lovely Liar. Honestly, y'all, I gave this a 2 hearts. I didn't enjoy it as much as I wanted to. I wanted to love both of these characters. I just didn't. I really wanted to. Towards the end, it kind of felt like I had to force myself through it a little bit more. There were some interesting elements throughout. I'm still gonna vote it as Let Me Feel It Meh. I wouldn't say it's a 1 star, or 1 heart. But I didn't enjoy it as much as I wanted to. She could detect lies, and he never lied. But he also was, like, he changed his name because people thought he murdered somebody. I wanted to love it more than I did. Next up, we have A Time Called You. Oopsies. She was a fantastic actress. She was so good. She was able to play these different characters so freaking well. 3 different versions of a character she played, or 2 different versions of one and then herself. So good. So good. Angel Stupp was also in this. He was so adorable in it. I loved it. I will say, I went into it, and I'm gonna put it in Chef's Kiss, but we're gonna talk about it. I will say, I went into it spoiled because I had known some things about it. And then as I was watching it, I got so confused. And so I spoiled myself even further and looked up some more. So I will say it's a confusing drama. And I've heard a lot of people think it's confusing. I still would rate it 5 Chef's Kiss, even with the confusing elements. I keep saying 5 stars when you have 6 categories. I'm just not realizing that. But for me, it's like, this is 5, this is 4.5, this is 4, 3, 2, 1. So, in case you couldn't pick it up. But it's so good. I really enjoyed it. And it's shorter than the standard dramas. So next up, we have Jinxed at First. The ending was I wanted to like it more than I did. She can tell the future, I think. Or can she? No, she can't. Can she do that? I don't remember very well. I didn't love their like dynamics, so something about it I just didn't love. I rated it 2 hearts, and I'm gonna demote it to 1. I feel like it's on par for how I felt with after King the Land. Like, I didn't love it. I feel like I did have to force myself through the end of it. I didn't really want to finish it. We're getting close. Next up, we have Destined With You. I think, this is a beautiful poster, by the way. I think it had so much potential. It started off so freaking good. So good. And then it lost me. And then it really did. It lost me, though. It started off amazing. I remember loving the first 2 or 3 episodes. There was this, red hand that we see him interact with in the first episode, and it feels kind of sexy, to be honest, in a weird way. And it barely comes up again. And I'm just like, why? Why? I don't get it. I didn't get that. I get what the red hand is, but I don't really get why it's happening and why he's talking to it, because at that point in time, he has no knowledge of the mystical element. It was strange. And there's a stalker element here too. A love potion gone wrong. I didn't really understand why it was so wrong for this man, but not wrong for the main lead. It was just strange. And I'm actually going to demote it to Left Me Feeling Meh, because I loved the beginning but as it went on, I just kind of like was more and more like, what is this plot? What is going on here? Next up, we have My Lovely Boxer. Now, I will say my rating might be biased because this man is so pretty. He felt kind of red flaggy in the drama, which I kind of liked a little bit. The age gap was a little weird though. It was legal, so it's not like weird, but it was a little hard for me to kind of get into it first, but I did enjoy it. I really did enjoy this watch, even though I didn't think I would because I'm not really a sports girly. But I ended up rating it 3 hearts, and I would say 3 stars. I think I would. I like I said, I definitely enjoyed my time watching it. It's about her being a boxer. She wanted to quit boxing because her dad kind of like traumatized her with it. She never liked boxing, and he convinces her to do one more match. It's very interesting, very good. Next up, we have Duna, which, interestingly enough, I rated it 2 hearts. And, like, I don't remember why I did. It had more of, like, a grungy feel to it than the other sort of romance dramas that I like. Not, like, it just felt a little bit more, like, there was a lot more swearing and a little bit, like, that sort of depth to it. I don't really know why I gave it 2, because I walked away from it not loving the ending, not really. It was short, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, so maybe I didn't mind it so much because it was shorter. But I'm actually going to swap it and say not for me, because she's an ex-idol who is an idol at the end of the show again. It just wasn't like, there wasn't really much meat to it to like really grab my attention and like keep me excited. So next up we have Tale of Noktu, and this was the drama that my cousin loved and I hated. I hated it so much, and I for me there were so many plot holes, and like there was plot threads that were really, really good if they had been fleshed out a bit more or fleshed out accordingly. But the tone of the beginning, the first half, is light years different from the tone in the second, and it's like they couldn't decide on whether to be lighthearted and fluffy and like super dark and serious. Like in one scene, he's dressed up as a woman and he has the woman hanbok on, and he's like very feminine, he's got like makeup on, and in the next scene a child gets murdered, and it's just like, you gotta pick one or the other. You can't have that sort of like humorous element and then like crazy darkness. You gotta have more of a balance than that. So that was just like it was not my cup of tea. I think out of all of the dramas I've watched this year, this is one that I definitely liked the least. I would have stopped it if I was watching by myself, but I was watching with my cousin and she was loving it, so we couldn't stop it. So I did not enjoy it. If you did, that's completely okay. I'm happy you liked it. I didn't. I'm sorry. Next, we have Midnight. It is a movie. It is a horror thriller movie. So good. I love horror thriller movies. Like, they're like my cup of tea. I watched this with my cousin. So good. She's deaf and she stumbles upon him like killing somebody, but she doesn't see him do it. She just finds the girl like stabbed and injured, and he tries to kill her to keep her mouth shut about it. So good. So good. The cinematics on it, the filming, fabulous. I remember, like, that was something that stood out to me. So good. So good. So that was a chef's kiss, and I'm really happy about it because we haven't had many this year, to be honest. It looks like we have, but like in terms of how many we watched. Next, we have Moon in the Day. I wanted to like this. Like, I wanted to put it in a 4-star tier so bad because I loved it in the beginning. The problem for me came in, like, I loved his character in episode 1. I love it. He plays quirky, funny so well. Like, his personality in Shooting Stars, so good. And he was like that for the first episode, first 2 episodes, I can't remember exactly. But then it switches to him being a serious character for the rest of the drama. And I was just so sad because I had loved his quirky character in the beginning. And then I did not like the ending. I don't really want to spoil it. It's technically a happy ending, but it didn't, like, I didn't enjoy it. So we're going to put that in 3. It was good. I enjoyed it for the most part. And they were cute together, but I was really bummed we didn't get his personality. Next up, we have My Dearest. And I will say this drama was, for the most part, like I would say until episode 15, maybe 16, maybe, was on par to being chef's kiss, 5 stars. I loved it. I loved it even though I had to wait a whole month in between episodes. It was for one of the breaks, like season 1 to season 2. It was so good. And then the ending ruined it for me. And I was so sad. He gets amnesia twice in the course of like the last 5 episodes, I think. Like, and that was so dumb to me. It becomes less about them in the last season. In the first season, it is more about them and like them finding each other and like all that stuff. And there's also some deep historical elements, but they're more prominent in season 1 than they are in season 2, or part 1 and part 2, and that ruined it for me. We have them together at the ending, but it is not satisfying whatsoever. I don't think they even kiss in their last moment together like we see on screen. I think they hug. To be honest, I'm gonna be honest, it was a happy ending. I would have preferred this to be a sad ending. I would have preferred, like, in the beginning, we're left to believe that he kind of dies. And I honestly would have preferred that. If I'm being fully honest, like, it would have been so sad and I probably would have bawled my eyes out. I do think I would have preferred this drama to be a sad ending because it has that undertone. The tone of the novel for the entire thing is very serious and, like, heavy. And so the happy ending tonally didn't feel like it quite hit correctly the way a sad ending would have. It was so close for the longest time, almost 5 stars, and then the ending fumbled hard. So for me, this was a 3-star. I can't put it any lower because I loved the beginning so much, but the end fumbled bad. Next up we have this is the last one. Castaway Diva. Wow! I actually just finished this the other day. So cute, so cute. She was so cute in this. Both of the boys, the leads, were cute too. I gave this 3 hearts though, because for me personally, there was not nearly enough romance. It was a cute sort of like, she had cute friendships throughout, and it was her kind of navigating her way to being a singer. That was nice. I liked the plot of that. They had much more room to lean into the romance than they did, which I get it because the episodes already were so long. But it was a 3 stars for me, 3 hearts for me. It didn't have enough romance to make me as interested as I think I would have needed. So yes, that is it. We are finished. But yeah, that is our K-drama ranking. Let me count really quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in our top tier list. 5 in our so close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in our solid runner up. 13, 14, 15 in our 3 stars. 9, 10, 11, 12 in our left me feeling meh. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in our not for me category. And that is where we leave it. All right, 2023 K-dramas, that is where we are. My battery is flashing, it's dying. What a perfect way to end this. Let me know in the comments below what dramas you've watched. What was your #1 K-drama for the year? For me, my #1 for the year? Well, for 2023, I'd probably say, 2023 probably Flower of Evil. But of this whole tier, True Beauty for sure. But we watched that in 2022, so I know that for a fact. But yeah, let me know what your top 1 for the year was, or your top 1 in general is. If there are any ones that you watch in this list and what your feelings are about them, let me know. If you like this video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and tap that subscribe button down below so you never miss out on an upload from me. I'm Sarah Sutton. I'm an indie author of 10 young adult romance books, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!